What's up? My name is Eric Butler. This channel is called Report and Opine. I am back, and from USA Today, Marlon Wayans accuses United of racism and classism after he's pulled off flight over baggage. And this is particularly hilarious because Marlon Wayans, who has been hugely successful for at least the past 2 decades, probably closer to 3 now, wants us to believe that he is a victim of racism and classism. So you're telling me that they pulled you off a flight not because you were acting like a jerk, because that's just not possible these days, but because you were black and they were classist against rich black people? Is that what you want me to believe? All the while, arguably your most famous movie is you parading around as a white woman. And we all know, it goes without saying, but I'll do it anyways, if those roles were reversed, you would be thrown in jail. It wouldn't be allowed to happen. Not really the point. We see so many stories of if the roles were reversed that it's not even worth mentioning at this point in time. But this guy wants to pretend that somebody is racist and classist because he is a rich black man, and he is only a rich black man for parading around basically as a white woman. Different story. I digress. Moving on. They say Marlon Wayans and United Airlines are at odds over an incident at Denver International Airport. In a series of Instagram posts, Wayans, 50, claimed a gate agent told him he had one too many bags to board his flight, and it escalated to him getting a citation. So there you have it. It's racist because you have one too many bags. These people, right, we're constantly told nobody is above the law, but for some reason, there's a certain group of people who always believe they are above the law, and they shouldn't have to do anything that the rest of the normal people should have to do, right? Why don't you fly private, Marlon? I complied and consolidated them. And he was like, oh, now you have to check that bag. Most agents are always love, but every now and then you come across bad people. This was one of them. So somebody who told you had one too many bags to get on the plane is automatically a bad person. And obviously, a black person can never act like a jerk. It's just not possible. Unless you're maybe Candace Owens or Larry Elder, somebody like that. Then, of course, you're a jerk, and you're the blackface of white supremacy. But if you're holding one too many bags when you're trying to get on a plane, then that's the counter person's fault. And he says it's racism, but we don't even know. They don't specify if the person was white or black or what. But it doesn't really matter because he said it. As soon as I do something wrong, it's not my fault. It's obviously racism. And this eerily reminds me of that E40 story. This man is notorious for going to basketball and baseball games all over the place for the last 2 to 3 decades, just like Marlon Wayans. But as soon as somebody asks him to leave for maybe acting inappropriately, it's automatically racism. And Marlon throws classism on there because I guess there's a lot of people who are probably spiteful of a rich black man like Marlon Wayans. But is it really that airline attendant who is targeting you? Oh, I can't believe this guy. I'm going to kick him off this flight. I mean, it's all absolutely ridiculous. United Airlines responded in a statement to USA Today. A customer who had been told he would have to gate check his bag instead pushed past a United employee at the jet bridge and attempted to board the aircraft. So not only did you have one too many bags, but you completely ignored him and tried to push past him. But you as a 50-year-old man are not responsible for that. It's just racism, understandably. The spokesperson added that the customer did not fly United to his destination following the incident. Wayans was given a ticket from the Denver Police Department for disturbing the peace and released. The department's communications technician, Jay Casillas, confirmed Monday. He is expected to return to Denver on July 11 to answer the charges in court. Now, I guess that's the racist part, that you got a ticket and now you have to go back and explain to these people why you were acting like a jerk. And of course, your only defense is that I wasn't acting like a jerk. It's just that these people are all racist against a rich black man. I guess it's quite possible. I'm not sitting here pretending that there are no racist people that exist, but for you to lob on racism and classism because you have an extra bag at the airport, it completely diminishes the term, but that's what they do. They bastardize, they mutate everything to where none of it has any meaning anymore. The only meaning is for everybody to obey and capitulate to my needs and desires at this particular point in time. No matter if they're different from my needs and desires yesterday, no matter if they are different than my needs and desires will be tomorrow, just do as I say right now. I'm part of the establishment. I'm part of the elite. If you don't do what I want right now, then you're a racist. And it goes other ways, right? You're a homophobe, you're a transphobe, whatever. It's all the same thing. The actor countered on social media that he had not physically interacted with the gate agent. Yes, a ticket. That's all they could give me, the comedian wrote. Dude tried to lie and say I assaulted him. The video clearly shows I never touched him. He was desperate to try to have some authority. Well, that's his job. And he's telling you that you can't bring the extra bag on because it's going to look bad on him if there's too many bags and you can't find a place to put it, right? And you're the big movie star. You should be the one flying private. Why are you even dealing with these normies, bro? So, yeah, unfortunately, he does have a little bit of authority. That's quite literally his job, is to make sure that people don't bring extra bags onto the plane, along with some other tasks I'm sure he's supposed to do. Wayans wrote, this agent was clearly picking on me. He asked me to consolidate my bags and I complied. So you had an extra bag, but you didn't even need it. You were able to just fit one bag into the other bag. Then why did you have 3 in the first place? The Scary Movie star added after he did so, I grabbed my ticket off the counter and got on the plane. Okay, so that is probably where the lie comes in, right? So one party is saying he pushed past the attendant. He's saying, I just grabbed my ticket and got on. So that's probably where the discrepancy is happening, but it doesn't matter because it's all racist anyways, as I understand it. As a result of the incident, Wayans missed his stand-up comedy show in Kansas City, Missouri. Y'all owe me money for my shows I missed. Y'all owe me money for my troubles. Y'all owe my fans a damn apology. This was the highest level of disrespect, and it should have been avoided. The white chick star added in one of his posts. Yeah, it's so disrespectful that somebody asked you to comply with the rules of the airline. Again, he wants to make this about black people, while a humongous part of his career is based in making fun of white people. And I've actually never even seen White Chicks, and I'm not offended by it. I'm sure it's probably a pretty funny movie, or at least was in the time when it was created back in the early 2000s or whatever. But for you to pretend now like you're a target of this racism, classism structure is absolutely laughable. He continued, black people experience all kinds of racism and classism. I won't allow this over a bag. And you don't explain what the racism is. It's just that somebody had a problem with you bringing an extra bag on the plane, and that is enough for you to cry racism. So not only are you looking for racism at every turn, at every corner, right? Jack Harlow's wearing a bonnet, or Ron DeSantis is a Klansman. Not only that, but on the opposite side, there's a certain group of people who can just do no wrong. You're never inappropriate. You're never out of line. You're never acting like a jerk. And if anybody says any of those things, they are immediately deemed a racist. I mean, it's just so bizarre. And I don't know which one of these agendas, which one of these talking points, which one of these narratives is the most annoying at this particular point in time. Is it the sun monster climate change nonsense? They're still holding on to Rona a little bit. Is it the Transformers? Is it the Waycism? Right? I mean, all of these, they're separate means to one end, and they're all just so exhausting at this particular point in time. You guys gotta give it a rest. On Saturday, Wayans alleged in a video that United's corporate line contacted him and defended the gate agent and said there was no more room on the aircraft. Oh, that just couldn't be. That sounds racist to me. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And everybody can see through it. Not everybody. I always say everybody. Most people can see through it, but that's the war we're in. They know that we know that, or what is it? How does it go? We know that they know we know they're lying, or whatever. It just never ends. The cycle never stops. Everybody knows, but people have been scared into submission and are afraid to say the truth. And that's why this guy can get away. I mean, you can not literally, but you can basically do anything in New York and they're just going to say, oh, well, systemic racism, this is the point, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's all a complete mess, but that's the point. Complete chaos so that they can gain total control and much more money. But thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe.